Well, this week, the doc from Neutrog would like to chat about how soil microbes make nutrients available to plants. I've always wondered about that. Well, okay, we're all going to learn a little bit here. Good morning to you, Yui.
Hi, Graham. Yes, I thought it was about time to tackle the idea of how all those microbes I keep talking about actually help the plants take up nutrient. And I guess for this we need a little bit of science, and all it has to do with how cells take up nutrients. So all cells, whether they're bacterial, animal or plant, have a membrane around them, and that's there in order to contain the content of the cell. So the issue then becomes, how do you have something that stops things from leaking out, still allow things into cells? And membranes do allow very small things to cross, things like gases, and there's slightly larger molecules that can enter via specific pores or transport systems. However, there's a size limit. So when you put out your compost, your organic fertiliser, it needs to be digested to a size that plant cells can take up.
Yes.
It's in essence exactly the same as what happens in our digestive system. The food we eat needs to be broken down for us to be able to absorb the nutrients, and the microbes in our digestive or intestines do exactly that for us.
That's why I say, when you put on blood and bone and somebody on the telly says, and look at the end results you'll get within weeks, it just doesn't work like that, because blood and bone is such a coarse organic product that has to go through a whole range of processes. So I assume when you have a lot of complex things to break down, you need a set of diverse microbes.
Exactly. So many of the microbes are really specific, so they need to work together as a community to break things down. So they secrete a range of enzymes, and they start to attack and digest things like those carbohydrates, the proteins, the DNA, the blood, for example, and all those other organic materials in your compost. So at Neutrog, we try to enhance this breakdown by inoculating our compost with a product called Encase, and these bacteria and fungi then come through all the way to the end product. So the same microbes you put in at the start come out in products like Seamungus, for example. So you can see that you need a large and diverse community of bacteria and fungi to really release those nutrients from that complex organic molecule in a form that a plant can really take up.
100%, yeah. Look, it's one of the reasons why I know a lot of people use and swear by blood and bone, but when you've got something like Seamungus, it just works so much more efficiently. Does this mean that the nutrients are released over a longer period, Yuri?
Yes, what happens is that the bacteria and fungi slowly release the nutrients at a rate that plants can take up. So you really get less wastage compared to purely chemical fertilizers, where many of the nutrients are washed away or released so quickly that plants can't absorb them. So in winter, the microbes work more slowly, so it matches really your plant growth. And that's one of the reasons I like to use Seamungus. It has that base of composted chicken manure and also that seaweed, both of which break down over the winter months, slowly conditioning your soil ready for spring. So, I use Seamungus pretty much all over all of my plants, whether it's the hedges, the conifers, or even my deciduous trees for winter. It's really the ideal product. And on top of that, obviously you get all those microbes that come through to help for your nutrient release.
Yep, well, makes a whole heap of sense. So in essence, your plants, for your plants to use the nutrients you're putting out, you need a range of soil bacteria and fungi all working to make it work. These can come from Seamungus, which is just one of the best products you can use all year round, but winter it's the top of the tree. Seamungus from Neutrog is the ideal winter tonic for your garden. It's available, of course, at Bunnings and other hardware outlets and local garden centres, your good garden centres. Yui, thank you for that, and you have a good weekend.
Same to you, Graham, and try to stay dry. I think.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's going to be.
We'd love some here.
Yeah, You could do with it in some parts of Australia. That is for sure, man. All the best to you, Yui.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's Dr. Yui Stroud from Neutrog. Always common sense, and we always learn a little bit.
Traffic.